Hello, welcome to the daily devotional reading of Inspired Evidence, a book written by Bruce Malone and Julie Von Vett. The date is February 26th, and this reading is inspired by biology. My dog. Scientific research has revealed that dogs have at least 6 distinctly different barks that communicate their feelings to humans. Ranging from playful to sad, threatened to contented, angry to pleading, the frequency and pitch of a dog's bark is capable of communicating its feelings to its owner. True. In addition, most dog owners acknowledge that this communication goes both ways. Dogs seem to have the ability to sense and empathize with the mood of their owners, providing comfort to humans when they are sad, depressed, or lonely. That's so true. I'll tell you a story real soon. One border collie has been shown to understand and identify over 300 different objects based purely on spoken communication. Shortly after the creation of Adam, God paraded all of the different creatures he had made before Adam and allowed Adam to participate in creation by naming the animals. It was after this that God brought woman, created from Adam's own body, to become Adam's companion, completing and sharing the glory of God's creation with him. No animal can replace the fellowship mankind desires from other people, but dogs do seem to have a special bond with humans. It seems possible that the special bond between humans and dogs is representative of the original bond God intended between humans and other creatures. Abel. Before sin entered creation, mankind may have shared this type of close relationship with all animals. The bond between humans and dogs provides a hint of the bond we were created to have with all forms of life upon our planet. Interesting. That concludes the reading. Let me read the scripture verse today, Genesis 2:20. And Adam gave names to all cattle and to the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an help meet for him. Oh, and that's when God made Eve. So when I started reading the page, my dog walks in and I go like, hey, Abel, this or that. And ironically, this reading is about dogs. And that's so cool because I love dogs. I'm a dog lover. Oh yeah, when I read that part about how dogs comfort humans when they're sad, depressed, or lonely. Oh, that's so true. It brought me memories of when my mom passed away. I'll tell you a quick story. So I was 19 years old, Puerto Rico. My mom passed away from a cancer. And so we had 4 dogs, 2 big ones, 2 little ones. And my mom and my dad, they had roses. My dad had bought for my mom and he planted them and whatnot. But they were like, the smaller kind of rose, not big, bushy, beautiful roses, but they were just small, beautiful roses. Anyhow, after we buried her in the cemetery, we all went back home that day. It was afternoon and everybody was invited to the house to eat some food and drink hot chocolate with cheese. I don't know, that's what they do at funerals, or they did back then where I'm from. Hot chocolate and cheddar cheese melted. So good. Anyways. So everybody was home, back from burying my mom. And then I noticed how our dogs were all sad. They were all sad. They were all crying, teary-eyed. And they just felt the heaviness of the heavy feeling of sadness and just, ooh, my dog just gasped. He throws some bombs. Good thing I have nose problems right now. I can't breathe well. But yes, that was so amazing. And then my mom's roses were all dead. And I remember they were bloomed because they stayed bloomed pretty much all year, because we lived in Puerto Rico, like the tropical area. I guess that type of flower blooms all year long, I remember. But anyhow, and it was December. This was December 15 was when she died. So the burial was like a couple days later. So it was like December 17, 18. I'm not sure. And yeah, so and that day, I used to be an atheist for the longest time because I grew up a rebel, being a rebellious teenager. I was really into like pure demonology, honestly. If you went to my room growing up, my room was decorated with posters of death metal bands and black metal bands of all types, because I would buy the magazines and cut the pictures. Black and white were my favorites, so I had a wall full of pictures of different rock bands. And so and I had like little skeletons that glowed in the dark, and I even had a cross painted like upside down. Very demonic stuff. And then I would blast the music really loud. Like, you know, like the type of music that you can't understand, let's put it that way. Anyhow, so let me tell you something. I started believing in God that day that I witnessed that my dog's emotions, the flowers, and then I just had a spiritual awake, like something happened that day. So yeah, I still wasn't, I was far from Christian, far from going to church or being spiritual or anything of that nature. But at least God gave me the opportunity to get saved in a way, because I believed in him. I believed in him. And so that, I was 19. Like a year later, I started dating a boyfriend. He was my boyfriend for like a year, but we got into, long story short, let me put it that way. I'll tell the story later on, because we did a lot of things together that were like a life-turning moment for me, and I think you guys would probably learn what not to do. But so he was in an evangelical Christian. He was trying to follow the Lord, and he was, you know, he memorized verses, and he was going to church and whatnot. He was trying to get away from drugs and the thug life or the street life, because he was, you know, caught up in that environment. Unfortunately, he was a good guy though, but he just made wrong decisions, and that led him to prison. And in prison is where God saved him. And after he got out, he started looking, you know, just digging and hanging around with other Christians that had gotten out of prison, and you know, connections. He networked. And so we ended up going, he invited me to go to church with him, and that was my first time in church as a teenager. I had been in church before with my parents, you know, here and there at Catholic church with my grandma and family. We're all Catholics. So anyhow, I went to that evangelical church, first time being in an evangelical, well, not first time. I think my dad took us when we were little, like a couple times. But anyways, to the point. So the pastor at that church, he was preaching, blah, blah, blah. That day that the pastor was coming towards, you know, because they always want to say hello to the new people visiting and whatnot. So in the middle of the preaching and the music, he was coming towards me, walking towards us. And we were like in the fourth aisle or something. It was a small church. And I remember feeling all the hairs in my arms, on my arms, they spiked up. I you know, had goosebumps is what you call it. I had goosebumps. I felt like something got in me, like a bunch of goosebumps. And I felt my temperature changed, and my hair, I just felt different as he was coming near us. And basically he was praying for us and just acknowledging that we were there and blessing us and whatnot. Yeah, but so those two things combined, those were my two biggest experiences that God used to, because baby steps with me, everything was really baby steps, because I learned the hard way, hard knock life. And so from atheist to believer there. And then the whole really getting connected with the Lord and growing spiritually didn't happen till like a few years ago, after 2020. I want to say 2021, was it? Yeah, it was January, either 2021 or 2022. I think it was 2021. Oh, yeah. But I need to make a note on that and do another video to talk about that. Okay, so what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I went to church today. It's Wednesday, church Wednesday. And so the pastor, sad day, not sad, but joyful, but different. And I missed there was a service in the morning. I didn't go. Oh, my dog's moving the camera. Abel. So the pastor that founded the church I go to, he passed away on Monday, on President's Day. And our church has been up for 50 years. That's a long time. That's cool, right? So he founded that church and a school and a college and a newspaper. He did all kinds of things. It was wonderful. And then his brother is my current pastor. He's been the pastor for more than a decade or two. And it's great. It's a great church. I love it, and I love everybody in it, and especially God. We're there for him. And so this pastor was visiting today. We were the service this morning, was to remember Mr. Pastor Bob. And it was just heartwarming. And so I wanted to find the page that he was reading today, which was, oh no, I froze myself. Where was it? Psalm. It was Psalm 8. I'll tell you if I was right or wrong. Hold up. Psalm is on page 900. Psalm, was it 8? Psalm 8? No, it wasn't that one. I need to find it quick, because I don't want to edit. But if it's too long of a wait, I'll have to edit. Wait a minute. Wait. Psalm something. Where was it? Psalm 80? Oh, I forgot. Short-term memory. Oh, wait. Getting close. I see writing. Oh, there we go. It was Psalm 84. I was really far. But let me read a couple verses of the Bible, and then I'm going to read a couple things I wrote, and then a quote of his that I also wrote. Psalm 84, 4, verse 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will be still praising thee, Selah. Blessed is the man whose strength is in thee, in whose heart are the ways of them. Who passing through the valley of Baca make it a well. The rain also filleth the pools. They go from strength to strength. Every one of them in Zion appeareth before God. Note, that from strength to strength, because when we're in the presence of God and we're dwelling with him, we're having communion and being with God, spending time with God, we don't go from feeling weak to feeling strong, or feeling strong, having strength to feeling kind of no. We go from strength to strength. Okay? So that's how you know you are in communion. You're doing the right thing when you're feeling strong and getting strong and stronger and just staying there. No matter the circumstances. Let's put it that way. And then it says here, Baca, I have a note here that place, who passing through the valley of Baca, make it a well. Who passing through the valley of dryness, because Baca was a place of dryness, make it a well. The rain also filleth the pools. So cool. So that's basically saying that valley of Baca, the valley of shadows, the valley of death, when your loved ones die, like Pastor Bob passing away. How do you know the family is very strong in spirit? Because it's like he was saying, and I talked about this the other day, that I used to grieve for the longest, or I grieved my mom for like 2 years, but then other grievings have been way shorter. Like my dad, he passed away recently, and I didn't grieve just as long because I had that relationship with the Lord recently. Oops, so my phone closed up on me, but let me continue. Yeah, so that happened, and that's what the pastor said. I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna have to continue. Let's just move it on. So now I'm gonna read real quick a couple notes of mine, and then his quote that I wrote. You could be tired, but you can't be depressed when you praise God. Okay? You can be tired. It's okay if you're tired, but you can't be depressed when you're praising God. And it's literally true. You can't. There's no way. Okay, and so God dwells in the tabernacle. And the tabernacle is not a building. He is not dwelling in the building. But he's commuting and dwelling with man. So God dwells in the tabernacle, not a building, but commuting and dwelling with man. Do you get it? Okay, so, and last but not least, a little quote I wrote that he said, this sounds good, I think. My worst days are the ones of self-reliance. Right? My worst days are the ones of self-reliance. When you are relying on yourself, when you don't trust in God, when you don't have a relationship with the Lord, those are your worst days. And that's a good one. I like that quote. Anyhow, that's all for today. Abo, hi papi, sube. Thank you for watching, and stay safe out there, you guys, and God bless you. Bye.